You're seriously going to promote a prenatal to vegan women and not provide ample B12? The future of health is clear. No doubt you have seen these admittedly pretty cool looking vitamins, possibly because of a sponsorship deal with a YouTuber, Instagrammer. I've been asked to promote Ritual numerous times along with Function of Beauty and Native, the deodorant. So many times, honestly, I think more than any other brand, and every single time I've declined or just ignored the email, honestly. Why? Well, with the Function of Beauty, the custom hair care, I don't know, that just sounds like overpriced nonsense to me. I've tried lots of premium hair care products in the past, and they don't really seem to do anything more than just your typical drugstore herbal essences, Garnier Fructis, whatever. They all do the same thing for my hair. The only thing that makes my hair amazing is pregnancy. So I'll just stick to the cheap shit at the grocery store. Or get pregnant again. No. The deodorant, also very expensive and just kind of on principle. I'm not interested in using them or promoting them. They promote the natural is better and aluminum in deodorant is bad or questionable. And they sell fluoride-free toothpaste. So yeah, just on principle, no. Dove deodorant works fine, and if I really want to actually reduce sweating, then I turn to Certain Dry. I've been turning to that stuff since I was a teenager. And finally, Ritual, the topic of this video. Why do I turn down these vitamins? They are vegan, they are, again, very cool looking, and they're supplements. You know how much I love my supplements. So I'm going to limit myself here to just the lady vitamins. They do have some for men, 2 different ones for men, and a couple for kids. Actually, one for little kids and then a couple for teenagers. I'm just going to look at the lady ones because lady. And there's like 2 dudes who watch my channel. You just don't matter much. Sorry. So we've got the women's multi, the essential for 18 to 49, and then the essential for 50 plus, the geriatric multi, if you will. And then we also have a prenatal and a postnatal. I've never seen a postnatal before. Potentially cool. Potentially just marketing. Spoiler, it's just marketing. It's a gimmick. So let's start with the 18 to 49 multi, the essential. It's really cool. They combine the DHA with the other nutrients. They use this beadlet system, as they call it. And yeah, I mean, it's neat. It's innovative. Also, the minty tab, which is a tab they put into the bottle. So it's not a sort of flavor or anything that they put into the vitamins. They were getting complaints because DHA is not yummy, whether it is actually fish-based or algae-based like this is. Again, it's all vegan. It can have a fishy taste. So to help with that without adding any flavors to the actual supplement, they put in this little mint essence tablet into the bottle. So it helps to kind of infuse a little bit of that smell and flavor into the supplements. And obviously when you open the bottle, you smell mint instead of... I don't know how well that actually works. If any of you have tried it, I would love to know, but I really like the idea, and it sounds like they do listen to their customers, and they've got some really, again, innovative people on their team. Cool. And now for the rest of the stuff. So you can see here, clinically backed. Actually, I think it says clinical backed. Isn't it clinically backed? They really hype up this study, which, hey, sounds pretty good. Double-blind, placebo-controlled study on 94 women. But the only nutrients they assessed were vitamin D and DHA. So they found the women taking the Ritual vitamin had increased levels of vitamin D and DHA at the end of the trial. Okay. There are plenty of vegan vitamin D and DHA supplements on the market that are quite a bit cheaper than Ritual. Consumer Labs' top pick for vegan DHA is the Deva brand, which is currently less than $18 on Amazon for 90 servings. And while the amount of DHA in Ritual is good, it's typically recommended to get 250 to 500 milligrams per day. They have 330. The amount of vitamin D is a lot. The RDA is only 15 micrograms or 600 international units. This is more than 3 times that. Why? And if you want to take that much vitamin D, or you need to on doctor's orders, there are more affordable vegan options. So to me, this is just not convincing at all. Not $33 a month convincing, certainly. And this requires subscription. There's no way to purchase this from the website. It's just a one-off. You can buy it from Amazon, one-time purchase for $35. But of course, essential for women is a multi. It's not just, I guess it would still be a multi if it were just vitamin D and DHA, but it's not just vitamin D and DHA. It does contain a few other nutrients. And when I say a few, I mean a few. Notice something missing? We left out calcium and vitamin C for a reason. They talk about this less is more approach, and they are right. There is no reason to take more of whatever nutrient than you need. They say they don't include vitamin C because most people get enough, especially for vegans, right? I mean, it's virtually impossible not to get enough vitamin C on a vegan diet, and this brand does seem to be catering to vegans. Copper is another one that makes sense to leave out. But selenium? For the general public, yeah, probably, but for vegans, we could be low depending on where our food is grown. And again, Ritual does seem to be targeting vegans. And calcium, again, could be a concern for vegans. Now, calcium is large, so in any multi, if it does have calcium, it's going to have probably 50 milligrams, 100, maybe 150 milligrams. It's not going to have a lot. Plus, higher doses may interfere with iron absorption, and Ritual does contain iron, so it makes sense for them not to include calcium for those reasons. But here's the weird thing. Ritual includes magnesium. Who has a magnesium deficiency? While many Americans don't meet the RDA, actual deficiency is rare, and vegans, like vitamin C, virtually impossible not to get enough magnesium on a vegan diet. A sandwich with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter on whole wheat bread is only 300 calories and meets 30% of my magnesium needs. And again, it does seem like this is marketed primarily towards vegans. And I can't believe I forgot to mention this, but look at the amount of magnesium in here. What is this even supposed to accomplish? And boron? Really? Boron? So they don't include vitamin C because everyone gets enough vitamin C, fine, but then they include magnesium and boron when everyone gets enough magnesium and boron. What? What's happening? And there's way more here that is missing than just vitamin C and calcium and copper, vitamin A, other B vitamins like choline, zinc, iodine. You're really going to target vegans and not include iodine in your multi? If you're vegan and you aren't regularly using iodized salt or regularly consuming seaweed, it is very likely you are not getting enough iodine from your diet. If I were going to make a vegan multi, of course it would contain iodine. But they do make room for vitamin K2. That's totally evidence-based. I can't get over not including any iodine, but having 90 micrograms of vitamin K2. If I had to guess what was going on here, I would guess that the main people in charge, I guess, of Ritual are at least moderately influenced by alternative medicine quackery. That would explain the magnesium. Many people in the alt med space think that a lot of people are deficient in magnesium, that it's depleted from our soils, that everyone should be taking magnesium. Vitamin K2, very popular as well. Vitamin D, there are people like Dr. Michael Hollick. His whole thing is trying to get people to take way more vitamin D, even though the science shows that to be a waste of money over and over and over again. B12 in methylcobalamin form, the active form, again, a very popular alt med thing. There's no reason to take methylcobalamin instead of cyanocobalamin, again, unless a doctor has instructed you to. There might be certain conditions where it makes sense, but for most of us, cyanocobalamin is the most studied form. It's the most available form. It's the cheapest form. Just use that. It all makes me seriously question their claimed commitment to science and evidence. Essential for women, 50 plus. So this one is basically the same. The biggest difference here is the lack of iron, which does make sense. If you are no longer menstruating, then it really doesn't make sense to supplement with iron. Again, unless a doctor has instructed you to, but you're going to be losing a lot less iron. Folate is necessary for fetal development during early pregnancy. You're probably not going to be pregnant anytime soon. So again, having less of that makes sense as well. Other than that, it's basically the same. Again, we have lots of vitamin D, good amount of DHA, a few other things, most of which you probably don't need. Now, this is where I get kind of angry. Essential for pregnancy, again, so much vitamin D. Choline, which is good. It may be important for fetal development, similar to folate. And a vegan diet tends to be lower in choline, so yeah, cool. except there's barely any in here. Now, you can always buy their pregnancy protein powder, which has 250 milligrams of choline. If you like paying $80 a month for protein powder, no, I am not joking. It's $40, 15 servings. That's $2.66 a scoop. Anyway, back to the prenatal. So we have iodine. Yay. Super, super important during pregnancy, especially for pregnant vegans. Really wish they met the RDA though. Most prenatals do. Biotin. Why is there so much in here? It's more than 4 times the RDA for pregnant women. What the fuck? But the worst part, the part that makes me angry, is the B12. Not only is it the methylated form again, but it might not be enough. B12 absorption is heavily dependent on how often you consume it. So your average omnivore that's having animal products several times a day needs less than your average vegan. If you are a typical omnivore, that's what the RDA, the daily value numbers, are based on. That's where you get the 2.6 micrograms per day. That's why Ritual can say that their prenatal provides 286% of the daily value. But what if you're vegan? What if you're meeting your B12 needs with a once-a-day multi like Ritual? Well, then absorption worsens and the recommendation goes up to 10 micrograms per day. Ritual prenatal has only 8. And that's all assuming that B12 is cyanocobalamin, which it is not here. We don't really know how much we need if it's methylated. You're seriously going to promote a prenatal to vegan women and not provide ample B12? But that 90 micrograms of K2 is still in there? Gotta make room for that. As a lovely patron pointed out, another potential problem is the form of folate they're using. They're not using folic acid, which is typically what you see in a prenatal. They're using the active form of folate. Some believe that this is more natural and is better for people to take, particularly since there are some people with a variant that makes it harder for them to convert folic acid into the active form. The problem, as the CDC notes, is that studies on neural tube defects and pregnancy and folate are not on the active form, they are on specifically folic acid. No scientific studies exist that show that supplements containing other types of folate, such as methyl tetrahydrofolate, can help prevent neural tube defects. Finally, the postnatal. This is for women 6 months postpartum, the prior 6 months and prior postpartum. Why can't I say that? Again, we have lots of vitamin D, lots of biotin as well. Again, lots of folate. Not sure why you don't really have excess folate needs while you're breastfeeding, just an extra 100, but it's actually less than for pregnancy. So yeah, not sure why you would need that much. Enough B12, maybe. Again, this is not cyanocobalamin. More iodine, that's good. It is so important to make sure your baby is getting enough. Again, I would personally like to see more in the prenatal as well. And even in this postnatal, it doesn't meet the RDA. A little bit of zinc. Okay. Why, and why just in the postnatal? To me, this just seems like a gimmick. There's no reason to use this. Just stick with your prenatal. Not this prenatal, please. Please get one with enough B12. We're not about pseudoscience and half-truths. Health fads make our eyes roll. And then in the next breath, 3 of our products are now non-GMO verified. This whole enterprise, this whole brand just screams science-y to me. Using science language, referencing studies in order to give the appearance that your product is evidence-based. My favorite example of this is their article on K2, 12,596 studies, as if that means anything at all. A study is not a study, right? There are high quality studies, there are low quality, there are moderate quality studies, there are in vitro studies, there are in vivo studies, there are all sorts of different study designs, there are relevant studies and irrelevant studies. For example, if you click on the 12,596 studies link, it takes you to this PubMed query of vitamin K. The second result, vitamin K prophylaxis in newborns. What does this have to do with Ritual's decision to put K2 in their multi for adults? Finally, who is this for? I've said numerous times that they're clearly targeting vegans. They talk about B12 being low in vegans and vitamin D being low in vegans. They hype up the supplement as being vegan. Their marketing company really wanted me as a vegan channel to promote it to my vegan audience of ladies, right? This is clearly marketed mostly towards women. Again, they do have products for men, but then talking about how we all get enough calcium and we need more magnesium and not including iodine, not including zinc, which vegans might need more of. That makes it seem like they're targeting general Americans and not specifically vegans. They have this here's what to look for in a vegan multi article, only highlighting nutrients that ritual contains, of course. No mention of iodine. Basically, they're targeting everyone because that's how you make the most money. They're telling everyone that the vitamin is for them regardless of what we eat. It's stupid and irresponsible. Unsurprisingly, I would never purchase any of these vitamins. The multis, $33 for vitamin D and DHA and a couple other nutrients, and then I'd still have to get additional things like iodine. And the prenatal, I do not trust it, quite frankly. I would not feel comfortable taking it during a pregnancy, especially when something like Deva Prenatal exists. Not only does it contain plenty of B12 and iodine and iron, etc., but it's also very affordable. And the postnatal, again, no, it's just a gimmick. Final note is just please don't get nutrition advice or supplement advice from someone who is selling you supplements. I don't know. It makes sense. I personally really love and rely on veganhealth.org, that is run by a vegan dietitian, Jack Norris, and also examine.com. And as I just mentioned, Consumer Labs is really good for actual analyses of vitamins. And I know I said I wouldn't talk about the dudes, but I will say I looked over the two men's vitamins that they offer, the one for younger dudes and the one for older dudes. Basically the same issues as the ones for women. I personally would not choose them if I were a dude. My husband takes Deva. Thank you for watching, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video if you did. Please subscribe if you want to see more stuff from me, and hit the bell if you want to be notified when I upload. Thank you so much to my patrons at patreon.com/unnaturalvegan. I do upload 2 exclusive videos there a month for $5 plus patrons. I just posted my controversial one for June. Bunch of different stuff in that one. I also have shirts and totes. Why do I always end up saying it like that? Why? Is it because I'm uncomfortable promoting things, so I'd start doing a goofy voice? I also have shirts. I swear I do it every time. I also have shirts and totes and a mug that you can check out. And I have an Amazon store page too. And I think that's it for me. Thank you so much, guys. New video soon. I feel like I look like a big old sausage in this shirt. Boobs on point though. Titties on point. Tatas on point. I'm trying to think of a P word. What's a P word for boobs? Papayas? Papayas on point? Hope my boobs aren't papaya shaped. Guess they kind of are. Getting a little long in the tooth. Oh no. My boobs are long in the tooth. That's not even funny. Okay, bye.